Hello everybody and welcome to another Diesel Mardu game discussion call gamer review. Today we're going to talk about the last Paper Mario game we got in the series so far. I don't know if we're going to get a new one, but it is probably one of my favorite ones of the new generation of Paper Mario games. And that is Paper Mario the Origami King. Now, everything that I've said in the past about Sticker Star and Color Splash has been fixed. It's not entirely fixed, but it's still pretty decent. So, what is the story behind this game? Well, a new villain comes along and starts turning everything into origami. That's the name, that's why it's called the Origami King. And the reason why is because the villain is called the Origami King. Now, some people don't like the gimmick in this game. And to be honest, I somewhat like it and somewhat don't. For various reasons. I like that you have to kind of improvise on fighting enemies. That's a great idea. The bosses are pretty cool, especially the elemental ones, the big dragons you get to use in the game. Those are pretty cool. The one thing I don't like about the gimmick is we've seen it before. We've seen a gimmick. We've seen no other gimmick like this, but we've had way too many gimmicks that were almost ruined. This doesn't ruin the game per se, but it kind of does. It takes away using cards and stickers to attack. You still get to upgrade things, but instead of using cards and then run out of your attack, the only way you can run out of your attack is if the one that you're using breaks. You still get to use your attacks. That's pretty awesome. But there's a problem with that. Some enemies, you actually have to do that. The game had a couple of glitches when it came out. One of them was a game-breaking one. And that was in the Rainbow Falls Spa. So, in the Rainbow Spa quest. So, in this quest, you had to gather 4 stamps, one from each spa. Thankfully, Nintendo was like, we're going to fix this, but I'll tell you what happens. Let's say you're low on energy. You want to go back and save your game, because there's a big, vital part to this game coming up. Guess what happens if you left the spa before and after you sold your card? The card disappeared from your inventory, and you cannot get it back. Luckily, Nintendo was like, nope, we can't have that happen. That is a game-breaking glitch. My question is, why is it every time we get a new game, there's some kind of game-breaking glitch? And then there was the whole 100% thing. If you want to get 100%, you have to find every single toad and get them out of origami mode. And there was one, and again, it's not game breaking, so if you didn't want to get 100%, you didn't have to. It wouldn't really matter because it's not part of the story. As like Color Splash and Sticker Star before, you get special flags for doing whatever in the game. This game does give you ones, but it's too much trouble. The other thing I have a problem with this game is the new game show that they have. And it's not called Sniff It or Whiff It. No, but it's the same gimmick. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because some of the mini games in this game so are fun. Counting the Goombas that come out of the spa is fun. Figuring out where those star guys are at is fun. What's not fun is unscrambling a puzzle. And then there's a generic Toads problem. Nintendo, stop with the generic Toads. Okay? They're fine for Sticker Star. They're fine for Color Splash. Enough of the Toads. I want to see a game where all the characters are not just Toads. Now, there are partners. They brought those back. But they're for only specific parts of the game. Bowser Jr., this Bob-Omb that you can use. This Toad who helps you find faces of other Toads. It's not bad, but for crying out loud, can we stop with the Toads? Bring us back Koopa Troopas that could help you out. Bring us back something like Parakarry, something like Koops, something like Goombella, Goombario, Vivian. And of course, they didn't bring back they still have the stinking HP problem. Why do you have to collect it? This is an RPG. This is not a Zelda game. We don't need to go around looking for heart pieces. Do I like the bosses in this game? Yes, they're not generic. Some of them are actually all of them are pretty funny. There's a hole puncher. There's a stapler. There's this. It's everything in this game is awesome. I mean, it's like, whoa. They have different gimmicks. The hole puncher can punch holes in Mario's face, and it reduces his health a lot. And you have to go find these pieces. The stapler can staple Mario to the floor for a round. The tape tapes things up. And the Volumentals, that's the name of them, by the way, are all pretty awesome. Each one of them are great. There's this one, the first Volumental is Earth. And they're all just, elements. Earth, water, fire, and lightning. I think. Something like, no, ice. Ice, that's the name of them. And they're all pretty cool. And I'm telling you, these Volumentals will test your knowledge about the rings. About how to turn these rings. Because if you can do it right, you can do a hefty amount of damage to them. Same with the bosses. I gotta say that this game is everything I wanted from a Paper Mario game for a brand new series. but it's still lacking. I'm hoping that the next Paper Mario game, if we ever get one, goes back to the old way of doing Paper Mario. Anyway, that is the end of my Paper Mario series. Next time, we're going to talk about Spyro the Dragon. A game, the first 3 games. And maybe Attack of the Rhinox. Because that's the only other game I've ever completed. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time.